Man, being rejected by a client sucks. Last week I went with my clients to do some customer interviews with them, and that was part of the design sprint we did. We prototyped a new product, and part of that we went to customers to interview them and get feedback on the design. What do they think about the product and everything. And we went to the meeting together, went in there, and I actually presented the prototype, and honestly the meeting was a failure. And you might have thought maybe we didn't come up with a good idea, maybe the design sucked or something like that. But the truth was that it was just a bad fit. And the reason was that we did a product that is aimed to help sales team. This specific company did not have a sales team. They only had a marketing team, and the marketing team was on the meeting, but they were like, no, we don't need this because we don't do sales this way. Now, we could have saved a lot of time and effort and energy and failure if we have done our homework correctly by thinking about what would be a good fit and how to understand if the company that we're going to meet is a good fit for what we are actually selling to them. And after that happened last week, I started to really think about how I manage my freelance business and if I'm wasting a lot of time on clients who are a bad fit. The truth is I am, and here's a reason. So I'm working mainly with startup companies, and also startup is there's a big range of companies that you would call a startup. So I would say startups in their early age, which means stage A or B of funding up until maybe 30 million. If you're not in the startup world and it doesn't mean a lot to you, whatever, it's okay. You don't have to understand it, but if the company has raised more than $30 million and their team is above maybe 100 people, it's probably not a good fit for me for multiple reasons. Maybe they already have a pretty developed design team, or for a few reasons. So all of my best projects and collaboration with clients was with companies before that stage, so stage A and B. And I know that, but still every time a big company calls me, so either a big tech company or a startup after B round of funding calls me, a lot of time I'm tempted to take the call and go meet them because I'm thinking to myself, wow, they're such a big company. They're an amazing brand. It will be so much fun working with them. They have budget in millions. I can charge a lot of money. This project is super interesting. And so I take the call. I go to the meetings. I send out the proposals. And most times, up until now, all of them have led into failures, which means I did not end up working successfully with these type of companies. And it's funny, just 1 hour ago, a company called me that was referred to me by a friend. They're like an amazing company. They're a public company, so they're really huge. And again, I was tempted and I set up a meeting with them for next week. So now I'm telling you this and I'm wondering, why am I doing this if I know that this is a mistake? So there's actually two things that you can do in this situation. First one is to really start cutting off everybody who's not a good fit of a client for you. So just tell them on the phone, look, it's not a good fit. I usually work with these type of clients, and so I'm just gonna say no. I'm not gonna even take the call. I'm not even gonna go to the meeting. So I'm just gonna save you time and me time because my experience tells me that this is not a good fit. Now, this is a good thing because first of all, it saves you time. Second of all, it creates a very clear brand and value proposition. So even if they wouldn't end up working with you, they can tell somebody else, he didn't work with us because he only works with, for example, startups in A and B seed stages. So it creates a very clear position and unique place for me in the market because those are the only clients I work with. Now, the second thing is maybe you do want to change your offer to work with a different type of clients. So if, for example, you only work with super small clients who are very price conscious, don't have big budgets, you might be wanting to work with different clients. And in that case, maybe you have to change your offering in the way that you present to them, in the way that you present yourself to create a better fit. Now, I don't know for myself if I want to change my offering so that I could work with bigger companies. I'm really thinking about this at this moment, and I think I have to come to a decision pretty soon. So right now, that's the reason that I took on this meeting next week, is because I I'm really interested about working with big companies, and I want to see what it takes. Like, what do I have to change in order to be able to work with these different type of companies? But if I understand that this is something that I don't want to do, for example, I have to create a big agency with a lot of people and whatever, and work with different financial terms, then maybe I just don't want to do this, and I'll come to the conclusion that, you know what, from now on, I'm just going to say no to everybody else. But my point in this video is tell you that you have to be very aware as to what is a good fit for you, and how are you going to handle clients who are not a good fit for you. Are you going to still take them because maybe you want to learn how to be a good fit for them, or just say no, you're not a good fit for me, and I want to stay with clients who are best for me and I can best serve them. Hope this was valuable for you. I'll catch you guys tomorrow.